Well, whenever you're speaking about the African continent, it's difficult to speak of the continent as a whole because, the continent is made up of several distinct cultures and many different peoples with many different family structures.
On the African continent, they were focusing on how to have lasting relationships.
They had a family system. The system was I am because we are, and since we are, therefore I am. So they built their houses in such a way that each house could accommodate between 2, 3, 4 families. We call it the family house, whereby they will live together, they will eat together, they did everything together.
There's this perception in the West and in Europe, the nuclear family concept that they've got in Europe is just 2 people in this relationship. No. In African societies, in human society, for centuries, it's been a web of relationships.
There is a specific value system that is appreciated by Africa, and that value system is different from a Western system where you have monogamous relationships and women are privatized, just like property is privatized.
Africans focus on family structures, and one way to have lasting relationships was through polygamy.
I know a lot of people who are practicing polygamy. Currently I'm not, right? Currently. Don't say I wouldn't.
No, we might not know the secret of polygamy because we are not cultured. Our value system is very different now within the Western world, and we can't hide from it.
Well, war is destructive. And what happened on the African continent with the coming of European was akin to an invasion. And anytime there is war, the family will be affected.
It has been taking our mindset that belongs to us has been changed. I should say it has been a fully mental slavery.
I think in many ways it disconnected them from their own history.
Enslaved people were often sold away from each other. Children were sold away from their parents and their mothers. Spouses were sold away from each other. Partners were sold away from each other. There was very little regard for unifying and keeping black families together.
What was done to bring the division between the male and female, right? Is there still a division between the male and female as a result of slavery?
The plantation system was certainly a social hierarchy that was divided along race, class, and gender lines.
The man in the family was just a stud. That's all he was, and he produced, he worked, and from that point of view, he was stud, he produced children so that you could have, more resources for working in the plantation.
We also have to think about the ways that it has created very narrow ways of knowing and understanding what things like masculinity and femininity look like and can be.
Females were placed in a position where, because of the threat to the lives of the males in their life, they decided to go ahead and step up and take over and become the man of the house.
Would you say that means that slavery feminized men?
Definitely.
Very much so.
Definitely. Yes. The slavery, one of the points of slavery, in my mind, was to make the black male effeminate.
The family unit, which was more extended family based, looking at the African retentions being destabilized also, is essential to destabilize men's roles within the family.
You were chattel, you were property, and you were liable to be sold based on the whims or the economic consideration of the planter. You would not know from one day to the next whether the person you developed that bond with would disappear the next day.
A woman should not want to be more masculine than she is, and a man should not want to be more feminine than he is.
That in itself is something implanted in our minds as to how a man should behave and how a woman should behave, and that's a bit problematic.
We find ourselves in a very confused state because we want community, but we don't know how to connect because we were broken.
Much of the lack of self-esteem that we see common but not for everyone in black communities around the world is a direct consequence of the legacy of slavery.
The heart goes. Music. Music has been a part of us from inception, conception, creation. If we're talking about healing, then there must be room for music. Music has to be a part of that resonance.
Our spirits are calling for healing. It's kind of like enough already. Enough already, been there, done that, so let's do something to another level.
So white man came to Africa, changed all this belief that we have. I think what we have to do is to elevate the mindset of our people. Yeah, let them know who they are and defend their roots and culture.
Another element is, I think that we've lost that sense of community and collectivism, and a sort of individualistic and materialist culture has really taken us on. And we're forgetting that sense of connectedness in where we are not only responsible for ourselves, but responsible for other people.
It's a very abstract thought to heal oneself, because it is so hard when you're going through things to imagine that everything will be all right. But just as there's a cut on your skin, it heals itself. It's only us who can heal ourselves. And the Creator has given us everything that we need, physically, spiritually, geographically, to heal ourselves. We just have to begin the process.